Logan here, and we've got a new series for you about making camp cocktails. We decided to do one video originally, but we thought it turned out well enough that we decided to make it into a series. So this first episode is about the Old Fashioned. Make sure to check back next week for another episode and more to come in the future. We hope that you enjoy this first episode of Backcountry Bar. One of my favorite simple cocktails to make is the Old Fashioned. It's a classic. You've probably had one before. You probably have a way that you make them already if you're into this at all. But it's good because a lot of the time at camp, someone will have a bottle of whiskey and it's just an easy thing to add a couple ingredients to and elevate it. Today, I've got some whiskey from Virginia Distillery. This is the Blue Ridge Toasted Barrel Finish. It's a single malt, which is all barley, a little more like Scotch, but then it is aged in new oak. So it's got the kind of woody character that you might expect from a bourbon. I was experimenting with this at home and it makes a great old fashioned. They also have some recipes on their website. I'll link that below. You can check those out too. I'm gonna take a second to interrupt the video and tell you the reason we're doing this series is we make these great bags to carry your favorite spirit to camp. This one holds 3 bottles. It's called the Speakeasy. We also make a 1-bottle version called the Bootlegger. Make sure to check those out. And let's just boil it down. An old fashioned is whiskey of some kind, bitters of some kind, and a sweetener of some kind. For this, I'm actually gonna use a sugar cube because if you've ever walked into a camp store or a little grocery store in a small town, you can find a sugar cube. Pretty easy, pretty common. The classic bitters for an old fashioned are probably Angostura. That's what you're gonna see most often. Sometimes people will use orange bitters. Bitters are kind of a fun place to experiment and do something different with your old fashioned. For instance, I tried this over the last week with the Blue Ridge Toasted Barrel Finish. This is a Mexican chocolate bitters, so it's like a little spicy. Think like Mexican hot chocolate. So we're gonna use that. So with the sugar cube in the glass, I just soak the sugar cube in the bitters. It's usually like 4 or 5 dashes. I don't know, I like bitters, so maybe I go heavier than you would. And then I've got this cocktail spoon, it's got a flat bottom, so I just muddle the sugar into the bitters. This is probably a good time to say that I know it's gonna be a little crunchy. When you do the sugar cube, like objectively, maybe simple syrup is better, but I like it this way, and the crunch is part of the experience at this point. So just go with it. We're just gonna add some ice to the glass, and then 2 ounces of our whiskey. And once it's in there, give it a stir. If you wanna get a little fancy, you can add a quick garnish. I like to use an orange peel. If you've already got the orange peel handy, give it a little spritz. If you just are trying to stick with the 3 ingredients, you don't need that. It's just a little extra something. If you like whiskey, this is just a good way to take what you already like, add a couple things, make it something more exciting. Just a super easy way to make a good drink.